What's up, all my movie loving maniacs? This is your boy Bangful B of the Lassiter Factor, and this is the weekly movie rundown, the segment where I've run down everything that I watched throughout the week that I really don't want to make a dedicated video for. And this week I watched The Image of You and Birdman, which is celebrating its 10th anniversary this month, I believe. More on that in a little bit. Let's review The Image of You. I'm sorry, that lined up so perfectly. Let's review The Image of You. Alright, look, I'll be honest. The only reason I was interested in this movie is because of Sasha Peters, who I know from Pretty Little Liars, and she was in other things here and there, but that's what I mainly know her for. And I do want to see what these actresses do post that. But otherwise, yeah, this looks like some bargain bin shit that you could have found at Walmart. I gave it a chance because, hey, sometimes watching mediocre or bad movies can be fun at times. This right here, I honestly thought that this was like a made-for-TV movie or something, but no, this was definitely a straight-to-video movie because of the language. There were some nasty things happening in this movie, if you know what I mean. The movie is essentially about two twin sisters. One of them is crazy, one of them is not crazy. One of them meets a guy, but then the crazy one, she basically starts having an affair with the guy, and then you basically know the plot of this. And this movie would have been basically derivative of things that we've seen in other movies and shows and probably done a whole lot different. But then all the twists started happening, and I was like, huh. It doesn't make the movie any better, but it does make the movie more entertaining to watch at times. And to Sasha Peterson's credit, it is kind of cool to watch her play two different people in one movie. She's essentially playing twins, so she has to play one twin another way and then the other twin a different way. And it is kind of on brand with the character she played on Pretty Little Liars because her character in the beginning of the show was a bit bitchy, so it was cool to kind of channel that into this, but a much more worse way. Ultimately, it was a good way for her to flex her acting chops. But otherwise, if you come across this movie, I think you'll have a fun time watching. But if you don't watch it, hey, it's not the end of the world. If you are a fan of Sasha Peterson, then hey, this is probably a good little watch for you. I'm gonna give The Image of You the shoulder shrug emoji. And finally, there is Birdman, which I believe as of October is celebrating its 10th anniversary. I watched this one a little early because, hey, I got October lined up. This movie is essentially Michael Keaton. This movie is basically Michael Keaton's avatar, or a reflection of who Michael Keaton was at the time and what his career was at the time. Because Michael Keaton's character in the movie, he basically plays an actor who made it big with playing a superhero back in the day, and now he's trying to be taken more seriously as an actor, and then he puts on this play, but then 50 million things are going wrong with this play, and then he has his critic that he has to worry about, and then he's at a crossroads trying to figure out, hey, do I try to make people take me seriously as an actor, or do I just become the Birdman? And then, of course, there's all these hallucinations happening where he's talking to himself, he's talking to his Birdman alter ego. Man, there's a lot going on in this. But Alejandro Inarritu is also the star of this movie because this movie is all one shot. I mean, obviously you can tell where they probably cut and probably added a transition, but I just could not take my eyes off this movie. This was a great framing device for the film, and other than Michael Keaton, who is great in this movie and absolutely should have won an Oscar for this film, but Zach Galifianakis, he's great in the film. Edward Norton was essentially playing himself in this movie because I've heard terrible things about how he is on movie sets. Naomi Watts in the movie. Emma Stone is in this movie. Emma Stone has a monologue about trying to be relevant, and I thought that was definitely heavy. I do like everything that happened with Michael Keaton and the Birdman. In fact, there's a moment where he wakes up hungover, and then the Birdman just starts talking to him, and then all this crazy shit started happening to him like it's in a movie. Like he's finding some giant bird, and then he starts flying in the air, and let's just say that's one of my favorite scenes that I like to watch when I'm under the influence of the devil's lettuce, if you know what I mean. Between the acting, the directing, the production, the performances, and everything it had to say about Hollywood, the film industry, and being relevant and being loved, there's just so much to admire about this movie, and it's just one of those movies that aged like fine wine since the 10 years since it been out. And because of that, I'm going to give Birdman the hands up emoji because it is absolutely a masterpiece. But that's it for the weekly movie rundown. Tell me, have you seen any of these two movies? If so, let me know what you think in the comment section below. This is your boy Bankful B of the Lassiter Factor. Stay safe, wash your hands, peace.